Scrolling through the statistics from Opta, we pick out the standout players from round 10 of Super Rugby 2017. Top tackler, Kings lock Wilhelm van der Sluys produced a heroic performance for his side, making 20 tackles. Testament to his efforts was the fact that the Kings didn't concede a try in their 44-3 demolition of the Rebels, part of a Kings pack that continues to surprise so far this year. Top carrier, Rebels number 8 Amanaki Mayfi made the most carries in round 10 with 21. The Japan international's performance was a shining light in an otherwise dim display by his side, which shows Mayfi is not there for the plaudits and is willing to do the dirty work even if him and his side's backs are against the wall. Most meters made, winger Makazole Mapimpi of the Kings made the most meters in round 10 with 146. The 26-year-old announced himself on the world stage with a stunning try and even beat more fancied players such as Chiefs fullback Damian McKenzie and Crusaders winger George Bridge to the crown of most meters made last week. Most clean breaks, Cheetahs winger Sargiel Peterson made the most clean breaks in this week's action with 6 as the Cheetahs made a roaring start in their match with the Crusaders but were unable to sustain the tempo. Peterson was a constant threat on attack and seems to have a telepathic understanding with fullback Clayton Blomitges. Most defenders beaten, Crusaders wing David Kaetu Havalai left the most defenders for dead with a tally of 10 defenders beaten. The 22-year-old was a constant thorn in the opposition defense, scoring 2 tries while creating 2 others. This exciting backline player instinctively knows how to create space for others, laying on 2 for fellow winger George Bridge and will certainly have caught Steve Hansen's eye. Top points scorer, Warada's fly half Bernard Foley kicked 19 points with the boot to steer his side to a crucial last-gasp win against the Reds. The Tars are certainly over-reliant on their star pivot as they struggle to score tries but can depend on the assured right foot of the Wallaby number 10 to guide them. Top try scorer, Crusaders wing George Bridge scored a hat-trick for the second week in a row following on from his triplet of tries against the Stormers. This time it was the Cheetahs who bore the brunt of his attacking prowess, and they were not easy run-ins with Bridge having to beat 2 or 3 defenders on each occasion. He showed that he possesses great upper body strength and is very hard to bring down. A prime example of this was his third try, where it looked as if he would be pushed into touch but kept himself in the field of the play before going over despite the efforts of 2 Cheetahs defenders. Top lineout performer, Lions lock Franco Mostert was a giant in the lineout against the Force, securing 10 lineouts along with a steal against the Force. In fact, he and fellow lock Ruan Ackerman are largely responsible for the Lions having won more lineouts than any other team in the competition. Most turnovers, it was the battle of the turnover kings at Suncorp Stadium as Warada's flank Michael Hooper and his Reds counterpart George Smith won 4 apiece in the 29-26 thriller in which the Tars prevailed. Meanwhile, Jaguars hooker Augustin Creevy also won 4 turnovers himself, an impressive feat from their captain.